Please help me welcome our fifth contestant, Ted Gibbs. Excuse me, do you work here? Excuse me, do you work here? Ted Gibbs.
Thanks for asking, Contest Toastmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to imagine you're preparing a huge bowl of spaghetti bolognese and you rush into the supermarket for that last urgent product, and there it is sitting right at eye level, and you think to yourself, well, thanks Mr. Woolworths, how'd you know I was coming? This was part of my task as a grocery manager to make sure that product was there. In line with this, one day I was up on a ladder. It's a ladder with a deck, it's red, it's got Woolworths written all over it, and I'm standing up there and I've got Woolworths on my shirt, there's Woolworths across my butt, Woolworths on my cap, and I'm punching numbers into an electronic device. When suddenly it's like an earthquake and I look down, and there at the bottom is a little elderly lady. She's got a corduroy hat pulled over her ears and she looks up and says, "Excuse me, do you work here?" I felt inclined at that point in time to wrap my arms around those Weet-Bix, but I couldn't do that. She reminded me of my mum. In line with this, every morning I would race up and down the aisles looking for low items of stock. Wow, look, this morning, Worcestershire sauce, only one bottle remaining. I raced to the stock room and grabbed a carton and out I went. Now folks, I was a gun filler. That means quick. Unlike the young guys you'll see in the aisles these days who slowly open a carton of baked beans, they pull out a can and suddenly they're rudely interrupted by a Twitter in their pocket. And lo and behold, the baked beans finish up on Instagram. I thrust my hands into that carton of Worcestershire sauce, grabbed out 8 bottles, and raised them to the shelf. And lo and behold, to my shock and horror, that one bottle got knocked, and I saw it rocking in front of my eyes. I pictured the mess, but it fell, smashing on the next shelf, spreading that black, gooey sauce for 10 metres. I took immediate evasive action. Thrusting my body parts forward, I rammed them between 2 850-gram tins of beetroot. And then eased my chest forward against the second top shelf. And I watched as that bottle lost balance. And it slowly tumbled, much like Matthew Mitchum, that magical diver, and it landed on my belly. I felt a sense of achievement. Until I realised that I was now holding 9 bottles of Worcestershire sauce. Thank heavens I was much fitter in those days and I was able to ease my feet in under the bottom shelf for leverage and slowly lowered my body towards the floor. Well, I was about that far from the floor when I heard this dreaded sound. It was Wang approaching on the high temperature steam cleaning machine. Wang was new. Just yesterday, Wang had gone careering into the baker's shop where he collided with a commercial mixer, throwing more dough on the ceiling and the walls than Woolworths had made in the last financial year. He rammed that machine in reverse, flew out through the fruit and veggies, where he completely obliterated a huge display of avocados. And then as he headed towards the deli, if you look back, you saw this magnificent Monet of guacamole. I shuddered. I was about to be steam cleaned by Wang. Now as Wang came around the corner, he saw me there in my precarious position. He took evasive action, smashing into the shelving behind me, causing a hailstorm of little cans of tuna, mackerel and salmon to hammer every part of my body. John West is not the best. The machine then ricocheted beside me, smashing into these shelves, causing that hot steam to fly up over my body, and I started cooking. And then a 4-kilogram bag of White Wings plain flour left that top shelf, ripping open, covering me like snow. I shook my glasses just enough to see not 1, not 2, but 3 large containers of home brand cooking oil. Heat that top shelf, they exploded on Wang's machine, covering me, and the oil and the flour began coagulating all over my body. My battered body was quickly being deep fried by that steam. I suddenly felt sorry for that battered barramundi I'd had on Friday night. And I thought I heard footsteps, obviously Wang leaving the building. The batter bubbled on my belly, and the pain was excruciating. And then, to my utmost and last horror, those 850-gram tins of beetroot took off. From my prone position, they resembled jumbo jets heading towards this oily white landing strip. And when they made contact with my forehead, I suddenly saw products I never knew would stop. Mainly stars. I was awoken as the ambulance screamed out from under that loading dock, down Ashgrove Avenue. And I'm sure as I lay there and I looked up through those blackened windows, I saw a little man sitting high in the fork of a gum tree. I never saw Wang again. Ladies and gentlemen, I trust that the next time you race into a supermarket to get that urgent product, whatever it may be, for your delicious dinner, I trust you'll have a better understanding of just how it comes to be sitting there waiting just for you. And if by chance you do have any issues or problems, please feel free to confront the grocery manager and utter these well-worn words. Excuse me, do you work here?